moon! Welcome to episode 4 of...
Nice. Intro music still playing.
Intro music still going. All right.
That's how pumped we are.
To the moon! Welcome to episode 4 of Everything A1.
We got a camera to talk to now.
Do we turn to the camera now? Do we
unless you want to just not. It's up to you.
I'm just not going to. So
when we do intros, though, we have a place to look now.
All right.
As you can see, if you're watching this, we're in a recording studio type environment, not just like you're not just hearing our voices.
It's like $500 an hour, so
true.
We're paying a lot for this.
Hopog studio.
Hopog studio. So before we get into the episode, we got some news and announcements. 2 people, shout out. My head just hit the mic. Nice. Shout out Tyler Mullen and Dylan Francis. They came through, sending us actual primary artifacts of our 90s nostalgia.
True.
Segment. Tyler sent us a picture of his Crazy Bones, and Dylan sent us a picture of the Bippos, which is like fucking ridiculous.
The Bippos, those really confirmed a lot of, I guess, thoughts that I had that I wasn't sure if I made them up, like if I just fabricated them in my own brain. But the Bippos definitely,
but they're real.
Yeah, confirming that they are real. That did a lot for my mental health.
You're a real boy, Bob.
And then the Crazy Bones bin, Tyler, I would pay $10K for that bin, as is. So those things are sick.
You know what's making a comeback though? Silly bands.
Dude, we got to introduce our guest.
Yeah, so
terrible hosts.
Before we even get into what we're going to talk about today, we have a special guest. Drum roll, please. CJ Capilets.
No. Let's go.
Here, people.
Yeah, now you have your own camera.
Got 3 camera shoot going on.
So, what we're going to get into today with our man CJ Capilets, he is going to give us a shitload of information on investing and what's good with the stock market today and just stuff like that. But before we even get into other things that we're going to talk about, we finally got a camera set up. We finally got it. You got 1, you got 2, you got 3. We're doing it. So sooner or later, hopefully, we're going to have an Instagram set up. We're going to have a YouTube set up. Capilets is talking about TikTok. It's a new fucking wave. I really don't want to get into it, but if CJ says so, I got to get into it. It's at least $6, right?
It's at least $6.
At least $6. So we will keep you updated on when our YouTube is up, when our Instagram is up, because I fucking absolutely hate that app. I hate it.
So have you been on it? I don't see where the hate is coming from.
It's just very mindless. You just look at the phone and scroll up, and you see some girl shaking her ass, and you scroll up, and people are just kids doing stupid shit. You keep scrolling. And I guess, like you said, you make your own. What is it called? You make your own.
It's like your For You page. So you like shit that you like, and then it starts realizing what you like. So then it gives you more good content.
Exactly. It's like Pandora. How you keep liking those songs, and they'll keep coming out.
Do you have TikTok though? Like on your phone?
No.
Okay, so how do you know what it's like? Because I've never been on it before, so I don't have an opinion other than I don't want to know what it's like.
You don't even have Instagram either. So I was gonna say, the Instagram Reels, which is basically like TikTok, right?
Yes, exactly.
So sometimes I get caught on those, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta get out of here.
You're like, oh no.
And then I'm like, imagine I had TikTok. I'd be so fucked. I'd lay in bed for hours.
Well, TikTok, you get your TikTok reel, and then they start going on to Instagram. So it goes on TikTok first, and then they go to Instagram. Exactly.
No way.
So that's where all that content's coming from. It's coming from TikTok.
Okay.
Does Instagram own TikTok?
No.
No.
So the people just have accounts on both, and they're just posting the same exact video in 2 places.
You'll see the thing at the bottom. It says like TikTok.
Oh, it says their little handle or whatever. Damn.
Wow.
See, I don't even know that.
The more you know.
Yeah. So it doesn't sound like we're getting into TikTok, but
yeah,
unless maybe CJ he'll be our TikTok social media manager.
Yeah, we'll pay you. I don't know,
because I'm not downloading
an hour.
At least $6.
I'm not
$6 an hour.
I refuse.
Lock it in. It's locked in.
I'll just sleep an hour less and just.
There you go. $6.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate you. But besides TikTok and our social media shenanigans. Down the line, we're going to talk about stocks and investment advice with our man CJ Capilets. And if we have time, we might have a story time for you guys. I guess we'll play it by ear.
Yeah.
But,
see how it goes.
So this brings us to our first segment, stocks and investments advice with CJ Capilets.
CJ, why don't you tell the listeners just a little bit about yourself, a little summary.
Yeah, prior to even getting into any of this, please let the listeners know who you are and what you do and why you are here. What is your purpose?
Yeah, so been longtime friends with Bill and Bob here. Known Bill since I was at least 2 years old, maybe.
maybe, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Spent a lot of good times in the basement.
Many good times in the basement. That was our drinking headquarters in high school, in the basement. For sure.
It was a good time, definitely.
Good times.
But the reason why they asked me on is because I'm actually an investment advisor. So I kind of, you could say, I manage people's money for a living. So, but also before we go into anything that we talk about here is not financial advice, just so I don't go to jail here.
Yeah.
Clear him off, he's good. So basically what we're going to do is just shoot you a couple questions. You're going to give us answers in detail. Just because the stock market and investing in itself is fucking blowing up by the minute.
Let's shoot.
So we need people like you to give us advice. So the first question.
Before we even get into this stuff, can I get some more background just on you, CJ, and why should I know you can't give financial advice, but the people who are listening, why should they at least hold what you say with some weight and, hopefully learn something moving forward when they're investing?
Yep. So I'm a registered financial advisor, so all licenses, all that good stuff. Work for a pretty big company called Equitable, and pretty much what I do on a day-to-day basis is manage people's money, sit down with them, kind of go over what their life goals are, and actually come up with a plan to actually kind of achieve those goals and kind of come up with a strategy of where we want to deploy extra money, go over kind of what's coming in regards to making money, what are you spending your money on, and kind of go over discretional income and what buckets we want to be filling up for specific situations, whether it's retirements or kind of wanting to buy a house or wanting to buy a $100 million yacht. We could do all that stuff.
So in your day-to-day, It's a lot more than just helping people with stocks and investing in the stock market.
Yeah, it's more of an overall plan. So even people just call me and say, hey, I'm looking to buy a house, or I'm thinking about refinancing my house, and I'll kind of go over pros and cons and kind of give them advice.
Is that what you went to school for?
So I went to school for economics and finance. So it's not necessarily you go to school for it, but then once you graduate,
then you got to get your certs.
You got to get all your certifications. So Series 7, Series 66, life and health license. That shit took I spent a summer of strictly studying for 10 hours a day, going out drinking, and then just doing the same thing for 4 months straight.
I remember when I think it was your Series 7. You were fucking busting. It was some test. You were fucking busting your ass. You were studying all fucking day.
Dude, and then you go and you're wow, I have to take a 7-hour test right now. Imagine I fail.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Dude,
so what's the process when you fail that test? You got to wait a certain amount of time.
So you have to wait 30 days, and then if you fail again, you have to wait another 30 days, and if you fail again, you got to wait I think it's 180 days.
Damn.
So some kid in my firm just failed one of the tests for the third time. He's now he has to wait 6 months.
Is he over it now, or?
No, it's
I would feel maybe in that time I could pick something else up.
100%. That's a big thing. We have to guide people through the study process. It's
100%.
It takes 5 or 6 months to get all your licenses to be able to give advice and things like that. So imagine you're studying for a month straight and then you fail and then you fail again. It's
oh my god.
It gets to a point though we'll fire you though.
Your morale's just getting pissed on.
Jesus.
Your shit's fucked.
Yeah.
This kid's an idiot. Get
him right. At some point you got to be you got to hold you accountable.
We give you we give you one shot. If you don't follow our protocol and you fail on your first time, boom, you're gone.
That's it. Done.
If you follow our protocol, fail the first time, we give you another shot.
Okay, benefit of the doubt. Maybe it was just a bad testing.
You could also be super prepared, be getting 90s on practice tests and just get a super hard test.
Stop.
And fail. It's dude, what are they talking about?
Oh, it's not the same for everyone?
It's different every single day.
It's situational
every
test, or how does it work?
Well, there's thousands and thousands of questions in the test bank, and they can ask you a whole. You're wow. So you could be studying for something for 10 hours, and then they don't even ask you one question about that, and they ask you 10 questions about something that you kind of breezed over, and you're wow, this is Chinese. I have no idea what I'm doing here.
So you low key literally have to study thousands of questions.
Oh yeah, and the worst part of that is so they give you for any of these tests, any of these FINRA tests, they give you the your grade right after you take it. Dude, when you click that submit button, your heart is pounding through your chest. That thing is swirling, and you're oh my god. Shit. And if you pass, it's the best feeling ever. If you fail, you probably want to drive your car.
Yeah. Damn.
So this is why we should probably trust Mr. Capilets.
I'm down. All right. I'm convinced.
Lock it in, dude. So back to the question. how's the stock market now, or even when COVID hit, compared to the stock market, let's say like 2 years ago?
Yeah, so let's call it as COVID was happening and the world was shutting down.
Mm-hmm.
It was the craziest thing ever. Like stock market's plummeting, everybody's going buck wild. Me and my dad. So my dad works for the firm for 25 years too.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of work together, and our phones were just blowing up so
Holy
much.
shit.
And like stock market's like halting. So if it goes down a specific percentage in a short amount of time, they halt trading. So kind of what happened with GameStop is they wouldn't let you trade it.
Halt
the stock
trading,
market
okay.
like stops and you can't trade it. So it kept halting.
With
So-
everything.
The whole stock
Yeah.
market across the board.
This was back in like March, last
yeah,
March.
so right when COVID was happening, so people were freaking out, market's going down.
So what's it called? The halt marketing? What's it
So
called?
so it just the stock market stops trading for 5
Yeah.
minutes.
Okay, for 5 minutes?
For 5
That's it?
minutes,
Okay.
exactly. So if it declines by it's 15% in a specific amount of time or 7%, it stops trading for 5 minutes and it keeps doing that until 3 times. If it does that again, it stops for the rest of the day.
Rest of the day.
That never really happens.
Except for
Besides
what
COVID.
was
Very
it, March
time.
16th or March 15th was that day? Like,
Yeah, whatever day that was, me and my dad were doing something. We weren't even in the office and our phones were just blowing
You
up.
guys must have been like, what the fuck do we even do?
But that's what our job is, to like when shit hits the fan, it's like
You gotta
call
cover the
us
blanket. Yeah, yeah.
and we kind of talk you off the ledge and
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
explain to you what's happening. And at that point, that's kind of when you want to buy.
right, you're
Yeah.
telling people not to
Yeah.
sell when they want to sell.
Exactly, you're looking
Buy
to
the
actually buy more because
Buy
that's
the
how
fucking
when it goes
dip.
back up, you're able to buy more shares. It's like talk about it when you're going to the grocery store and eggs are like 50% off. Are you gonna
You're
not
buying
buy
mad
any
eggs?
eggs?
You're
No,
buying
you're gonna
mad
buy more eggs because you're gonna get double the
Right,
amount of eggs
right,
for the same
exactly.
price. Same thing with stocks, but it's a little bit more kind of
Risky? Than eggs, I
more. It's more emotional. So
guess? Wow.
So my job is also like helping out people with their emotions because it's a lot different if you have like $1,000 in, but if you have like $1 million account,
And your shit's plummeting?
Right. Or your life savings is like invested in something.
exactly,
Yeah.
you have
Who you
a
gonna
decline. It's like
Stop
wow, my
the
account's down
busters.
$75,000 today. What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Dude, that's
Damn.
ridiculous. Wow. So yeah, but yeah, I was like talking to my dad. I was like, "Is this like the craziest time like you ever lived through?" He's like, "Yep." Like, there's no brainer. This is the craziest time ever.
Well, even like in 2018, we had crazy market declines.
yeah.
like-
And then what was it as crazy as it was in March?
No,
No.
definitely not.
Yeah,
but in
March
like
is just-
08 and in the .com bubble, it was.
Dude,
That's
insane.
what people are quitting the market to right now, though. Is like the .com bubble. I'm
The
not saying.
.com bubble. What's the .com bubble?
So .com bubble was like when the internet first came out, and
Mhm.
all the internet stocks were just
Oh.
flying.
Mhm.
But like all of these companies were like losing money. They had no like intrinsic value behind it.
Yeah.
There was actually a commercial. I didn't see it. I was too young. But a guy I work with always tells the story. It's like a truck driver driving a truck, and he has like a picture of like an island. He's like, yeah, that's my island. He's like, I'm about to retire on there, just because everybody was getting rich off of like just buying it and it just explodes. But then we all know that just crashed because none of those companies were actually real. So right now it's a little bit different. Like you see, like Amazon and all those companies are actually making more money right now. So that's why those are the
Blowing up.
companies that we want. They're actually ahead of the curve because we kind of see right now is a huge transformation of the digital and Zoom, and we're having a podcast here.
Right.
We have the
Yeah.
potential to have millions of people to view that.
Technology.
We're gonna blow that up.
Yeah. Facts.
Damn.
That's crazy.
That's actually fucking insane. The more you know, the better. So, do you have a question for him, or should I just keep going down the list? Is there something burning in your chest that you got to spit out, or what?
I'm sure what I want to ask is going to come up at
Okay.
some point. So if I feel like I need to interject with something, I'm not
Perfect.
afraid to.
So, for someone that's just starting out with putting money into the stock market or just investing in general, what do you suggest their first step is?
Yeah, so there's a lot of craziness going on with like Reddit and GameStop and things like that. So there's
Reddit.
So there's a difference between trading, which is like you're trying to like get rich quick, like make a quick buck, and could potentially lose a lot of money. There's a difference between that and actually investing. So what we do is we invest. So we're not looking to buy a stock and
Long
sell it
term.
tomorrow. We're looking to buy a stock that we think is going to do well for the next 6 months, 1 year, 5 years,
Oh,
10
shit.
years.
Okay.
So that's kind of the difference. So to kind of answer the question, go ahead.
So, trading, short term, investing, long term.
Exactly.
Sweet. Okay. I'm just trying to dumb it down for me, I guess, for anybody else.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So in regards to investing, what we want to do is kind of probably the best thing to do for a person that they don't want that to be their second job, because if you're
Mhm.
kind of if you start to manage your own money, like your real money, it's like, dude, you have your own job, now you're going to take on another job. It's like you have to be looking at that 24/7.
Right.
Oh, 100%.
It's always changing. But
and it's so anxiety filled. Because I remember when I first put money in Doge, I was at work just staring at my phone.
It's going down.
Go up. So this shit's fucking stressful.
Yeah.
Like, fuck this.
That's very volatile, though. That's like not really
Volatile, yes. Okay.
But the idea behind that is to pick a specific, like an ETF, so like an S&P 500 index, which is like a pool of the biggest 500 companies in the United States.
Which
so
is like Apple, Amazon.
So like 5% of that portfolio is Apple, 5% of that is Microsoft, Amazon. So it's like you're essentially buying a pool of stocks, like a basket. Okay. And that's like you could put your money in there and kind of let it sit. That average is like 10% over the last like 100 years.
And then it'll just keep building as just time
slowly
goes up.
going. And that's kind of how you get your base.
Okay.
And then when you start putting more money, you can get a little bit more like, I guess, creative and like buy like maybe a technology fund or another fund, or if you like a specific stock, start buying a specific stock and start building out the portfolio of things that you think are going to do well moving forward.
All right, word.
So how... I'm curious, before you even like get to the point where you're buying or like, buying or trading, like what would you use to do that? Whether it's an app, a website, or call a company that like you work for example.
Yeah, so for like a new investor, I would use something like TD Ameritrade or like E-Trade or like one of the discount brokers that doesn't really charge you anything to make trades. Probably wouldn't recommend Robinhood just because with everything's going on.
We'll get into that very quickly.
Yeah, we'll go into that, but just like a specific like E-Trade, Fidelity, like a big company that's they actually give you research, so you're able to like read stuff. They give you like recommendations on like, okay, these analysts think this company's a buy, or they think that it's like neutral, means like just hold it, or like a sell. So they'll give you ratings, and you can kind of like read the ratings.
Damn. So they give like there are like those. Well, first of all, TD. You said TD Ameritrade.
Yeah.
Shout out Derek Hitz. He actually just got a job there. He's fucking bossing ass, selling fucking people accounts and shit. But so these are reliable like resources.
Yeah, exactly.
Which pretty much goes into my next question. What reliable resources can people use to educate themselves on when/where to invest their money into the stock market or just investing in general?
Yeah, so an easy one is just watch CNBC.
CNBC. So
that thing's on 24/7.
So if you were gonna get, or if you were trying to get, so what I'm looking for, wow, I'm drawing the fattest blank in the whole entire
Information?
Information. Holy shit. If you were trying to get information on investing, that's the first place you're going to look?
So it depends, because I'm obviously in a little bit of a different situation than a normal person would be in. Mm-hmm. But just to kind of get like a base knowledge, like you listen to like Mad Money, even the podcast you can listen to. Like I listen to that like every morning.
Mad Money
gives you like an idea. He just gives you like, breaks it down like for like the normal investor, gives you ideas and kind of what's going on with the market, so you have an idea of
it's
what's
almost
happening.
like an investing for dummies type deal.
Kind of, yeah. He definitely dummies down for people.
Is it a daily podcast?
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
Well, it's a TV show. It's on CNBC at like 7.
Mad Money, it's called?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Jim Cramer, pretty good.
I feel like I've heard of that actually.
Definitely, it's been on air for like 20 years.
Okay,
and he's like kind of nuts. Like he has like different like noises going on. He's like buy, sell.
He's got a soundboard.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll eventually have a soundboard.
At 7 a.m. Imagine buy.
No. Aftermarket. So 7
okay,
PM,
post. Okay,
dude, the first sound we're putting in that thing is the fantasy.
Oh, the
no, the guy.
Yeah, when fucking someone dressed before you.
Yeah, that's the first sound we're putting in the soundboard.
So that's pretty much all the questions I had for you. I don't know, Bob, if you had any questions that were burning your mind, please.
So full transparency, I guess, with the listeners, I do use Robinhood just because beginning of last April was when I downloaded it, and I only put like $200 in because I was like, I know nothing about this, and I think honestly $200 was the minimum that you had to have in your account to even like have a Robinhood account. Mm-hmm. So I put $200 in. I think I bought like American Airline, Delta, United.
So is this like during COVID?
During COVID.
So I bought.
Yeah, I did. So I bought Penn at like $10, but I didn't know anything, so I only bought one share because again it's $200. I'm trying to like spread it out. Yeah. So again, I bought like 4 or 5 airlines. I bought Penn. I had like a couple random like steel or like engineering companies that I was investing in just because they looked. And again, I didn't know anything about what I was looking at, but they looked like they were going to do good or at least like bounce back. So a lot of what I invested in were along those lines. I think now I'm up to like $600 or $700 like total, but
a winner.
I haven't put any money in additional to like other than if I sold something, that profit I would just reinvest it.
Yep.
So I'm doing okay, I guess. I always think about like instead of $200, if I invested like $2,000, how much would I have?
You'll think about that every single time. You're like,
yeah.
could you 2,000? You're like, what if I did 5,000? What if I did 20,000? You'd be like, I'd be a billionaire.
Yeah.
It's like betting. It's like if you win your bet, you're like, the only regret is I wish I just put down more money.
Well, my question for you is, would you like recommend, like as someone, I personally haven't had any issues with Robinhood just because I wasn't involved in like the AMC or the GameStop or Nokia or any of those like, the sketchy things that happened. Like, would you recommend someone like me sticks with it, just keeps as is, or
yeah? So for a person like you, and if you like the platform and you haven't had any issues with it, it's totally fine. The thing with Robinhood is like it's tailored to new investors, easy to use. If you don't really know what you're doing too much, it's very easy to comprehend, buy, sell. It's like all mapped out pretty easily. The one thing that I don't like about Robinhood is so when you place trades, like you're buying at specific prices, right? So it's all about like price execution. It doesn't matter if you're not dealing with a lot of money. Go ahead.
What is price execution?
So like the stock market's like it's going up and down each second. So people are buying, people are selling. So the more people that want to buy, it keeps going up.
Yeah.
The more people want to sell, it goes down. So that's moving every single second.
Yeah.
So it's not a huge deal if you don't have a lot of money. But if you're starting to place bigger trades, like a few $1,000s, you want to get the best possible price.
Oh, for sure.
So maybe there's a stock that's $25. He puts it in. And he gets it at $26. But if I had TD, I got it at $25. But if you bought 3,000 shares of that, that's a big difference.
Right.
So in regards to like price execution, they don't give you the best price execution, but besides that, it's totally fine.
Wow.
So how if you know this, or I guess I'll say like if you can offer any insight, like please do. Would it be hard for someone like me who only uses Robinhood to switch to another app or like to switch to using a company that
yes.
like Ameritrade or something
anything,
like that?
Yeah. Like if I, because again, I don't have any beef with Robinhood. Obviously, I know like everything that's gone on, but if I did want to switch, what would that be?
Yeah,
like?
and I don't hate Robinhood for not letting people to stop trading on GameStop and things like that. I actually don't think that was a bad move by them.
Oh, and no way. They were about to get killed, no?
Their company might have imploded.
Holy shit.
They might have imploded. Because the way that was working is like they were lending out money. So like when you short a stock, you're actually lending out that money.
Exactly, yeah.
And Robinhood, if they couldn't pay, Robinhood was kind of on the hook for that money. So imagine there's like a few $1 billion that you lent out and you're like, yo, if this stock keeps going down, they can't pay for it. Who's on the hook? I'm on the hook.
Right.
I better stop this before I get freaking implode.
Before I get
So
fucked.
that's why they said that they didn't do that. Other people say because like the hedge funds were like pressuring them to make it stop. But
it's all up in the air. We don't really know the truth.
We'll find out tomorrow when they go to court.
Damn.
Wow. Question, is that going to be live streamed?
No, but you'll be able to find out.
You'll be able to hear it probably.
And
as
you
soon as
wouldn't
it
even
ends.
know what the hell they're talking about anyways.
No way.
So for in terms of like if I wanted to switch, would I keep all the stocks that I have, or are those only associated with my Robinhood account?
Good question. So what you would do is you do like a transfer. So you literally take your stocks and transfer your stocks over to a different platform. So you wouldn't sell.
Okay.
So you just go right over.
And they would all stay at the same price.
Same price.
Right?
You bring over your cost basis.
That's good to know. I'm sure there's people who would be like, all right, I got to sell all these,
Yeah.
and then I can just rebuy them on the new app.
No. No. Wow.
Definitely.
Oh my god.
Dude, holy shit. So yeah, on the topic of Robinhood, can you please explain to me, Bob, Casa, and the rest of our listeners what the fuck happened
With
Robinhood?
like in regards to the GameStop thing or just Robinhood?
Oh yeah. Like in regards to those.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the thing with Robinhood, so GameStop, kind of like a company that you don't think is gonna be doing well. It's kind of like a Blockbuster,
Like the meme
company.
stocks.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Blockbuster, like, so all the hedge funds are looking at GameStop and like, yo, this company sucks. Like, their business model is trash. Like, all these games are going to be on. You could just get your games through Xbox and things like that.
Yeah.
So what they were doing, so all the hedge funds bet on them to go down.
Yeah. So they shorted.
Shorted. So shorting essentially means you're betting them to go down. Some guy on Reddit saw that was the most heavily shorted stock in the stock market.
He's like, let's get
So
it.
they're like, yo, let's F these guys. Let's buy it.
Oh
And then a whole wave, right?
So then the whole wave started buying and buying and buying. But the thing with when you short a stock, you could lose unlimited money. So every time it goes up, you're losing money, and it could go up unlimited. So let's just say you buy a stock and you put $100 in, the most you could lose is $100.
Right.
But if you short a stock, you could lose unlimited money. So at that point, when the stock keeps going up, then the hedge funds have to buy it. It's called a short squeeze. So then that shoots it up even more. So that's why it just kept going up, and these hedge funds just lost billions.
And that was basically GameStop, Nokia, what was the third one? AMC. So, and what was the percent increase on those in like the 2-day span or a 3-day span? It was going crazy.
It went up to like...
I remember seeing GameStop, it was at 76, and then the next day it was like fucking 372 or something
and
like that.
that's when they shut it down, right?
Yeah,
When it was like,
you could only sell at that point.
What is it called? It was a what? You said it in the beginning.
like
it was
limit?
a halt.
Yeah, they
yeah,
halted trading on the stock.
And now they're doing limit buys on Robinhood.
Yep.
Just because I got a notification, so
Which is fine. It's not like it's going to affect your day to day.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but I feel like if
exactly.
Robinhood could put their own ceiling on people buying stocks, like they're gonna come out on top. No,
Well,
is that how that works?
yeah, but they have like there's something like it's called like net capital requirements. So they have to have a certain amount of money on hand to be able to pay certain people out.
Oh, so they gotta have a certain amount of money
Like
themselves.
yeah,
Okay.
so that was
the whole
part
deal.
of the issue is that their net
Okay.
capital requirement wasn't enough for like because like TD Ameritrade they have way more money on hand like for their net capital, so they were able to do that, but they couldn't handle the volume that they were getting.
Damn, yeah, because I feel
That's
like
insane.
that was the easiest access for people to go sign up and start trading right away.
Boom.
Holy shit!
That's their
so
whole
why.
spiel is the normal investor. But then you read an article of some guy took a $20,000 loan, put it in GameStop, thing dropped 80%. He's like, wow, my life is over now.
Exactly, right.
So people got hurt.
Right.
People got hurt. People
When
probably
there's
jumped
winners,
off bridges.
there's got to be losers.
Holy fuck!
That sucks,
Imagine.
yo.
Imagine
Nah,
that.
I'd have
I'd
the
be so
balls to
bummed.
pull a loan for 20 stacks.
Dude, that's
just-
why I haven't like been quick to invest more than like a couple $100 is because like I still don't know what I'm doing and I don't want to just lose money just because I'm dumb.
Yeah, very high risk and high reward.
Goddamn.
So, without further ado on Robinhood, let's move over to Bitcoin and the fact that it's up probably over
To the moon.
$15,000 since 3 weeks ago, maybe?
Yeah,
Last month? I don't
it's
know.
definitely up a lot.
Well, how much is it up this year even? Like
Because it was going back and forth between like 33K, 32K, around there.
Yeah,
34.
now it's over 52,000.
Now it's
I'm gonna look real quick.
Now it's just like fucking straight to the moon,
Yeah.
past the moon. I don't even know where it's at now. It's on,
Past the moon.
it's on fucking Pluto. I don't
It's
even.
literally on Elon Musk's rocket right now.
It's at
Literally
$52,067 at the time of checking this.
Yeah.
So,
52 G's.
yeah.
So, I have a question about Bitcoin. Was Bitcoin always you could buy partially?
Yeah, so you're always able to buy partial amounts of Bitcoin just because normal Joe Schmo can't put $52,000.
Yeah, exactly.
into an individual
Okay.
thing. But with Bitcoin right now, thing is going through the roof, and it's more about like the blockchain technology and being able to use it as a currency. But the thing that's kind of happening now is you see that Tesla just bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, and they're putting that on their balance sheet.
What's
So they
about?
can pay their employees and stuff with Bitcoin.
No,
and-
so
Okay.
like companies have like money on hand, like in the bank essentially. So
Mhm.
Tesla had a few $1 billion in the bank. They took $1.5 billion and they bought Bitcoin and put it like so. So Tesla owns $1.5 thousand worth of Bitcoin, $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin.
Oh my god, dude.
This happened like last week.
I wonder how much do they have left in the bank that they didn't spend.
That's
a
public.
shit ton,
Yeah, they have a few $1 billion, but like
Oh my
Apple
God.
has like over $200 billion in cash.
Did they put any into Bitcoin or no?
There's talks that they might.
Uh-huh.
But if you look at Bitcoin, so I saw this stat today. So let's just say each company out there put 10% of their balance sheet into Bitcoin.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What is a balance sheet? Did we already explain that? Or am
I don't know
just
what a balance sheet is.
Okay. So a balance sheet is like just like how much money you have on hand, your expenses, what you're bringing in.
Okay.
So kind of like what's in your bank.
Perfect. Okay.
So what they have in their bank, they have over $200 billion Apple in cash.
That's like at least $5-6.
At least $6.
That's a
Yeah.
lot of
So they have so
Sounds
much
like a
cash. So
lot.
they're looking. So they could acquire a company.
They could do
but
whatever they
They
want.
could also buy a shitload of Bitcoin with that.
Oh my
I don't think that they will, but there's some talks about that.
Maybe.
Well, let's just say every company put 10% of their money into Bitcoin. A Bitcoin would be over $200,000. I don't think that's going to happen.
$200K.
Yeah. So imagine that happen, like it just slowly start adopting because PayPal, obviously no PayPal.
Yeah.
They buy Bitcoin like
Probably
like
on the daily.
machines.
Holy shit.
So I have a question, because there's like NFL players, and I'm sure there's other people that I just don't know about, that are getting paid in Bitcoin now, right? Like instead of their...
Really? Where did you see
I saw that on Twitter, so maybe I could have just lied to everyone listening, but I think that's a real thing, that I at least saw one NFL player was getting paid in Bitcoin.
I saw something weird like that too.
So I'm curious, if that's the case, is he getting paid in Bitcoin based on what one Bitcoin is worth at that time, or is it like an agreed upon price? Like,
so it could be either. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But with that being said, like, it's crazy because, like, so Tesla, you could buy a Tesla with Bitcoin now.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
That's
so,
sick.
like, if you got Bitcoin, you could just buy with Bitcoin and
Yeah.
send it to them. But it's crazy because that could fluctuate so quickly. Bitcoin's so volatile. Imagine, like, you're like, wow, I'm about to get paid, like, Bitcoin, and it's down 30%. You're like, wow, I just made 30% less more money.
Exactly.
That's fucked up.
Damn.
But
what a crazy world we live in.
It doesn't make sense for me, like, to buy a Tesla with Bitcoin. Because, like, let's say you're a Bitcoin bull. Like, bull meaning, like, you think it's going to go up. Why would you take your Bitcoin if you think Bitcoin's going to go up and buy a Tesla with it?
Yeah, right.
Tesla's going to go down. Might as well just pay cash and
Exactly.
keep your Bitcoin if it's going to go up.
Right.
Cash isn't volatile, which is cash can't go up and down. It stays at
What it is volatile. Like the dollar
is it?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's why
you-
gas is
you-
like gas prices go up. And
yeah,
down,
people trade currency. So like if you're like a huge company and you have international monies, you have a trading desk that hedges your position. Because let's say you have a few $1 billion in like a different currency, and that currency fluctuates, you could lose a quick $100 million in a matter of a second.
100
So
million.
people are like trading
100
that
million
to
fucking
make it,
dollars.
That's
to make it even.
The value of a dollar definitely changes. Yeah.
Not like Bitcoin does.
Not,
No.
right, not at that rate.
So that's the whole thing. People say Bitcoin's like a currency, but it doesn't move like it moves way more than a currency would. Currencies are kind of supposed to like not really move too much.
Are you like a fan of cryptos,
That was my next question.
or like do you get involved in those at all? Or?
Yeah, so let's say me personally, I think it's gonna get bigger. I think the blockchain technology is used. I think huge. I think everything's gonna start working off of the blockchain technology.
So you like the idea of crypto?
Yes,
Okay.
I own crypto. I say let's call it. I have about 5% of my assets in crypto.
Okay.
I think that's a safe number for like that's what I would tell like a client is like that likes it or whatever. Like I think about 2 to 5% of your assets. So if you have 100 million, let's say $100,000, put between $2,000 and $5,000 in Bitcoin. I think that's a fair number.
That is a fair number because you don't just want to throw $52,000 in there and just light it on
Well,
fire.
you're like down. Well, it's down 30% today. I'm gonna go jump off a bridge.
Right. Exactly.
But then you were saying before, like if like Amazon and Apple and PayPal, even you said that they're just dumping money. If they all took 10% of their what sheet? Their what sheet are you talking about?
Balance sheet.
Yeah, if they took 10% of that fucking shit, and that shit would just go boom, just straight past the moon. We're fucking. I mean, they're on Pluto now. I don't know what the next galaxy
they're on their
is.
way to Mars.
I don't know. Yeah, fuck.
Damn.
Him and Elon.
Wow. So there it is. I think my bank for my investment question bank rather is empty. I'm all good.
Okay. I definitely like learned a couple things. I'm sure once I got to take this back.
Yeah, you got to digest the information and then come back with more questions.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
But wow, dude, that was fucking
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you.
Thank
Holy
you.
shit, that was huge because I was literally brain dead on this show. I was just like Dogecoin.
Yeah. Which we didn't even talk about, but
No.
we talked about meme
Fucking-
stocks. But
The New York Meme Exchange. Unbelievable.
do you snowboard or skate?
Yes.
Just bought a gore house.
Did you?
Yes, he did. Yes, I told.
Wait, you bought a house in Gore?
Oh, my dad did.
Damn, we're still rolling. We could just keep going. Like,
Yeah, Cap bought this with his Bitcoin.
Dude, literally, they're like, do you guys take Bitcoin?
yeah.
He could pay for houses in crypto.
Oh my god.
No, yeah. So, Dad fucking blessed us with the house. My mom's like, we should buy this.
I was a big influence on the upstate real estate.
You were talking to their parents?
Well, no,
So I was talking
because-
to CJ's parents?
CJ's mom's a big paddleboarder, and I guess you guys were going to Lake George like weekly. Well, not weekly.
No,
Holy shit, I'm fucking
so my
ripped.
mom's friend had like a place where we actually bought a place, which is like 15 minutes from your crib at Loon.
Yeah.
So then
Blue
there was,
Lake in the Adirondacks we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly, right by Lake George.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, Bill, what's your address in case people want to go there? And the back window's always open.
Back window's always open. Yeah, exactly. The fridge is stocked. You're good. You're good.
and that's because Bill forgets his key 9 times.
I literally, dude, we drive 4.5 hours. I'm like, I forgot the key at home.
No way.
Dude,
That's happened?
That's happened
Kid's
more
an
than
idiot.
once.
What do
That happens more
you
than once.
do when that happens?
You gotta like take the AC unit out of the window and crawl through the
Dude.
Dude,
You got
whole
one
deal.
job.
Literally one job. I'm like, oh, we're here. I'm like, dude. I'm like,
Is it like a
fuck.
separate? It's like one key on a little keychain, and
It's 3 keys on one little keychain. And
You should get the keypad lock.
yeah, that's what we were gonna do, but we definitely gonna do that this summer. So
yeah, Costa suggested that he get a keypad lock because I don't think anyone can hear what he said. But
is the mic plugged in or no?
no, it wasn't working. We tried to give our producer a microphone in case he wanted to interject, but we couldn't get it. Couldn't get it to cooperate.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, that's sick though. Gore, do you ride at Gore a lot?
So I've never been to Gore before we bought this house. We went there.
Really?
And we're like, this place is fire.
Do you snowboard or skate?
I snowboard.
When did you learn how to do that?
So probably like I started out like skiing. I got like decent at skiing. Like like you get to the point that you're like, all right, I'm like good enough.
Yeah.
For some reason, I switched over to snowboarding, so then I had to restart the whole process.
Yeah.
But now I'm like pretty good at snowboarding. Like not great. Like not like fucking Costin, like doing fucking crazy shit.
Yeah.
But like could rip down the mountain, like go down blacks or whatever.
Nice.
Yeah, no.
I feel like a lot of people started out. I don't know personally. I don't know anyone that started out snowboarding unless they like started in like high school. Like they started later on.
Yeah.
Oh, like started when they were super young.
Everyone that I know who enjoys either skiing or snowboarding started out skiing.
What do you do?
I snowboard now, but I learned how to ski when I was like 4 or 5 years old. I was like on skis the first time, and then just like you were saying, I got to the point where I was like, basically my idea of like a fun run was getting as low as I could go and just shooting down the mountain in a straight line.
Dude.
I'd ride the chairlift for 10 minutes, get to the top, and be back at the bottom in like 40 seconds.
Exactly. But
And then, yeah.
So I honestly wish though. I think skiing is better. It's
Do you really?
Dude, it's
Very
it's
interesting.
easier to do. You can go faster, and it's just way more convenient. Like so, my
You can
brother,
step off, step
my
on.
brother's nasty at skiing. Sis is pretty good, and then me and Basil. So us four always go together.
Yeah, so Christian is CJ's brother. Who else? Basil's our good friend since we
Yep.
were fucking 6. And
And-
Sis.
and
Knew him
Sis.
since we were also 6.
But yeah, like you get on a flat land and then you're just stuck. And then my brother just drags me across.
That's probably the best thing in the
Dude,
world,
Dude,
though.
it's the best thing ever. Some guy like
Yeah.
that was working there. He's like, I'm like, yeah, it's a good brother. He's like dragging me across the whole mountain.
Yeah.
Holy
That's like,
shit.
I went with my girlfriend 2 weekends ago, and I know the mountain well. Like, we went to Big Bear in Pennsylvania, and there's a certain run where, because she skis, I snowboard.
Mm-hmm.
So just like you said, when I get stuck in flat parts, it's like, you got to take your back foot out
And
and
then
kick
you
it.
push yourself?
Yeah, so I told her, I was like, all right, on this run, like, you go, I'm going to pass you at some point, but, like, don't worry if I'm, like, 50 feet in front of you, because I need to go that
Yeah.
fast, or else I'm going to get stuck, and it's going to be miserable. But I don't know, I've did both. I like snowboarding. Like, I don't think I would go back to skiing ever.
It's too late now, 100%.
You don't think you could pick it back up?
I think I could, but I've gotten good
You're
enough
so
at
used to snowboarding.
snowboarding.
To
it's
where,
like, why would I
to
just
where
go
you don't
be
want to
miserable?
even go back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I went to Stratton last month for the first time ever. I never skied, I never snowboarded.
Right?
Dude.
Shredded his
My
ass and his
family,
knees,
we're like,
probably.
yeah, we're like, so back to Loon, like, we're like big wakeboarders and water skiers. So,
Yeah, we ripped
So
that.
we never went to a mountain. It was never my parents' thing. So like you said, you started when like you were 4. I never even seen a fucking mountain until I went to Stratton.
Yeah.
Dude.
I started when I was young enough that I didn't know what getting hurt was, or if I smash into a
That's the
tree,
best
I was like,
part,
all
you
right.
know,
Oh,
because
best-
you were
best
just
part to learn.
fearless.
Yeah, exactly.
So we get there, whatever. It's my first time. I never stepped foot in a fucking snowboard. I like never locked myself in. So we walk up there, and I walk to the mountain. And dude,
Who were you with?
It was me, my family friends. So it's Matt Saltese, James Breilinger, Mike Falcon, and Danny Haupt. I knew these. I knew them forever.
They're all
since I
like
was
good,
born.
like good
They're all
skiers that
solid.
knew what they were
Yeah, yeah.
doing.
Oh, dude, 100%.
Yep.
100%. So they're like, yo, let's like go to the gondola and like take it up the mountain. I was
Hit
like,
up the
"All right,
summit.
whatever."
First
I am
rip.
looking at the gondola. This bitch is disappearing into the clouds. I'm like, that one right there? They're like, yeah. And then my family friend James Brolinger, he's like, yo, should we bring Billy up there? Like, I don't know. I was like, yeah, fucking.
He knew what you were getting into.
Have you guys ever seen Doctor Strange? You know when he like opens a circle and he gets pushed through on Mount Everest? When I got to the top, holy shit. First of all,
How long did it take you to get down? 3 hours?
2.5 hours.
Dude,
First
we did that
of
to
all,
Brady.
dude,
Oh my
no, you
god.
didn't.
Dude, we took Brady right to the top, and it's like the last run. It's getting freezing out there.
Fuck
I'm like
that.
shaking. And it took us 2 hours to get down, just laying on the ground, just shaking, waiting for Brady to come down.
I actually saw him when I went to Big Bear.
Yeah, he
the
told me
past
he saw
weekend.
you and your sister.
Yeah, I was standing there. I had a Rick and Morty mask on, and someone comes up and taps me on the shoulder. He's like, "Bob Smith." I was like, "No way, what's
Brady?
good?"
Yeah, right. Joe Brady,
Yeah.
good friend from high school.
Shout out Joe
Kid,
Brady.
yeah, kid's a fucking boy. But so we get on that gondola. Before even getting to the top, this bitch is swinging in the wind, dude. I am literally holding onto the walls, like trying not to fucking.
The trees are all frosted.
The trees, you don't even see the trees. You don't even fucking see them anymore.
Oh,
Just, like,
was it snowing when you went, or
no? But they just got like a fresh 2 feet.
Oh, okay.
So we get to the top. The wind is fucking blowing. We're like this close, and like he's like, "Yo, like over there." I'm like, "What? Like, what are you saying?" He's like, "Over there." I'm like, "All right, over there."
No way.
Dude, I strap in, bro. I don't know how to stop. I don't know how to turn. I don't know how to slow down.
Is this your first time snowboarding?
Ever, my
And
whole
you were
entire
at
life.
the summit of Strat.
I was. Is the summit considered the top?
That's-
I was
that-
literally
yep.
a 360 view of Vermont. Literally, I was looking at.
That's-
I was like,
it's
"What's
called
that?"
the
They're like,
summit, yeah.
"That's Mount Snow." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Dude,
So I was like, "All
I
right,
can't believe
let's
you're
fucking
alive
strap."
right now.
Yeah,
Me and
I'm
you
happy.
both are like, dude, yeah, unbelievable. So as I was saying before, I can't stop, I can't slow down, I am just beelining, literally going 150 miles an hour. And I can't stop, so I'm like, all right, I just gotta eat shit. So like, I literally just lay on the floor, I'm tumbling, dude. This one girl got in my way, and I like tried to stop, dude. So I tried to stop on my toes, so my back is like facing her. And her skis were sticking out like this way, so I hit like this. I literally a double backflip. My head gets caught under my body. My chin is like on my chest.
Oh my god.
She's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Fucking stop standing in the middle of the fucking mountain." Like,
Wait, I'm curious. How long did it take them to like leave you behind? Basically, were they?
I
like,
told them, I was like, "Go, just go."
Oh, you let them go?
Because I'm gonna be all fucking.
You're a nice
bad.
guy.
Yeah.
You're a nice guy.
So they went. And they came back down. I was like, "Yo, what's good?" They're like, "Yo," because I thought,
Like, you only made it this far. Like-
yeah, exactly. So like at that point, like an hour and a half went by, and I'm like, "All right," we're like almost close to the bottom, like we're good. He's like, "Yo," like my friend Mike Falcon, he like stops. He's like, "Yo, like you're almost halfway there." I was like, "Almost halfway there?" And then I thought I was like, "James, like this hill is so big." He's like, "Bro, you're on a fucking mountain." I was like,
Yeah. What do you?
It's like,
yeah.
fuck, he's right.
In Vermont.
Yeah,
In
I
Vermont.
was literally thinking I'm at Hop High School. No, that is not Hop High School. I got to the bottom, and I stopped for the first time. I got to the bottom, went, shh, and I stopped, and I was like, all right, got it down.
Oh
Unstrapped,
my God.
I literally laid on the park bench for the next 2 hours. My legs were jello.
So,
Literally so
what-
fucked.
So when
Fuck that.
when you rode, like,
that.
could you go heel side, toe side, or was it like no edges at all, like just straight and then falling, like getting up, going down, falling? Like, is that the whole
Getting
thing?
up, getting up, going 140 bail.
So you
Get
don't
up,
really know how to
140
like
bail.
carve or anything yet.
I got it towards the end, kind of got it towards the end. I was like turning right and turning left, and I was like, I like wasn't going like fucking this.
Well, that's when snowboarding is fun, when you like.
When like you could stop and not die, you know?
Exactly,
It's like, kind of
yeah.
nice, yeah. But I guess you got to keep doing it to kind of get the hang
Oh,
of it. Right?
snowboarding
Exactly.
is one of the sports that like you need to have your equipment fit, you need to
Yep.
be in a good situation,
Yeah.
boots don't hurt, and actually be good for it to be fun. If none of those things are right, it's one of
Yeah.
the most miserable things in the world.
And you have to, if you're just getting into snowboarding, you have to expect the first like 3 or 4 trips, you're going to be falling a lot. Your knees are going to hurt, back's going to hurt, butt's going to hurt.
You're gonna
Fuck
hate it.
that, dude.
It's
Oh
once you get past
my
it though, it's
God.
so worth it.
Yes.
So
Like,
worth
yeah,
it.
we're going to the gondola. I was like, all right, we're going up the gondola.
Yeah.
I was, holy shit.
Dude, props to you. I mean, you
Unbelievable.
probably didn't know what you were getting into, but if I was a brand
No
new
idea.
snowboarder, I would never go to the summit of a Vermont mountain like first rip.
I had no idea what I was getting into. So, but I'm glad I did it because I kind of learned along the way what I was doing.
Just master the craft.
There you go.
That's the craft. Yeah, dude.
Get
I
up
was
Mount
like-
Smith tomorrow. You can get some practice in.
Yeah, it's huge practice. Need that.
You got like 6 more inches of snow coming at least.
Fuck that.
So when you go on Mount Snow, Mount Smith.
I wish it was Mount Snow.
Yeah.
right.
So what did you use your actual board, or did you have like a makeshift board?
So I got a brand new board this year. I had the same, basically all my gear up until like this year and last year I had since like 10th grade of high school. Still fit in my pants, still fit in my jacket, same gloves, same like, get a new hat and face mask here and there. I got a new snowboard this year, and yeah, like up until I went to a mountain the first time, I was using my old board riding in my backyard because when you only get a few inches, if you're in the woods, you're running over like, twigs and just random like branches and stuff, and I didn't feel like cutting up the bottom of a brand new board. But tomorrow, since we're, there's already 8 inches.
down.
Yeah, there's already like 8 inches on the ground. Supposed to get another half a foot. Like, I'll definitely be, out there using my own board. And then sometimes we whip out the snow skates, which I don't know if you know what snow skates are, but
it's like a skateboard without fucking wheels.
it's a
Oh, okay.
picture a skateboard deck. It's just a bit wider, a little bit longer, and there's like
So you
rubber
just
on
like
top.
slide
of
your
it.
feet in.
No, you just stand on it. It's
okay.
it's very deadly though. Like,
it's so much fun.
you can, I've seen a lot of people, like our friend, Luke Mason, seen a lot of people go down hard on snow skates just because when
That's
you
just
fall
the way it
off,
is.
you're just slipping off basically. And
Exactly.
It's miserable, but I'm excited. I'm gonna be out there all day.
See, when I went to Mount Smith, Bob's backyard, like a week before I went to Stratton, and
That was your
I
only
doing-
practice.
and I was doing the snow skate, and I was like, "Word, like I'm straight, dude. Like
No,
I'm
dude,
so mint.
that's
no,
nothing
I
like
was
snowboarding,
not
yeah.
good, dude. I was not okay.
We gotta try so we took the wakeboard from Lake Loon. I have it in my garage.
No
we should
way.
try that.
Damn.
Dude, yeah. See, I
It
was
has like
thinking,
a small fin like this big, but I think that should be fine, especially if there's snow.
Is
it
it the kind of wakeboard that you strap, like your feet slip
Yep.
into? Okay. That could work.
I think it could work.
Yeah,
that could totally work. I don't see why it wouldn't.
try it.
It's only one
We'll
way to
try
find
tomorrow.
out, I
Yeah,
guess.
we'll post a video on our Twitter or something of Bill trying it down the hill.
Me breaking
Yeah,
my
so
fucking
you
knees.
should.
Yeah.
Yeah, notice I didn't say me trying it down the hill.
Fuck you. But
Damn.
yeah, I guess that's what we really all got in store. I mean,
Yeah, dude, thanks for coming on. I mean,
dude, so fucking CJ, unbelievable, dude. You were a natural on the mic.
facts.
We might put you on the payroll sooner or later once we once we start getting paid.
Once that Barstool check starts coming
Yeah,
in.
once we
Yeah.
each own 1 Bitcoin.
Come on, Portnoy, fucking give us money now, now. But yeah, dude, it's been real. We appreciate everyone listening. Be on the lookout for our YouTube, for our Instagram, for maybe our TikTok.
Merch drop.
Not making
Merch
it
drop, yeah, right. We're coming out with sweatshirts tomorrow. They're gonna be like $80 a piece. They're on
And,
StockX right now, actually.
And the Smith Electric T-shirt giveaway from last episode is still live. We figured we didn't think we'd be recording this week, so we're giving everyone one more week. Again, tweet to us at everythingA1pod, and one random tweeter will win a Smith Electric. Is that what it's called? Tweeter? Whatever.
tweeter.
One random person will get
a
a Smith Electric T-shirt. So be on the
word.
lookout.
Word.
But yeah, thanks CJ, appreciate it. I don't know about you, Bill, but I learned some things
Oh,
for
dude,
sure.
100%. This will not be the first time you're on here, so.
Yeah,
I guess it is the first time. I'm
No,
fucking so dumb.
it won't be the last.
This is the first time, it won't be the last.
There we
I
go.
didn't even catch that.
Yeah, wow, unbelievable. All right, well, it's been real. Ep4, lock
In
it
the books. In the books.
in. Peace!